The spiritual meaning of the millipede doesn't have any bad meanings, although it does carry some warnings. When this animal appears, it brings us messages and shows that there is a need for reflection. Did you find a millipede at some specific time in your life and thought it was a sign? Perhaps you weren't wrong about this, as animals and insects have meanings, as do their appearances. Therefore, in this video, we will talk about the spiritual meanings of the millipede and the messages it can bring you. Spiritual meaning of the millipede. Although some people dislike the millipede, this arthropod can carry deep meanings. Their meanings vary across cultures and legends, but their messages are powerful. First, millipedes are harmless to humans and domestic animals. But despite not having any type of poison, this animal has mechanisms to defend itself. When touched, millipedes contract as a defense against external threats. Therefore, this defensive behavior can already be a sign and a message about your current moment. If you're going through a difficult time, this can represent the way you're seeing the world. That is, you feel like the world is attacking you and that you should defend yourself. 7 messages you receive when seeing a millipede. Many things that millipede can bring are related to relationships with others. Whether our attitude towards the world or how we are feeling, it can bring reflections and warnings. But don't be alarmed, as millipedes are nothing negative. It only brings us messages so that we can think about our situation and ways to change what no longer serves us. Here are 7 spiritual messages that the millipede may be indicating. 1. Defensive postures or feelings of vulnerability. First, millipede may indicate that you have felt the need to defend yourself. Not only that, but you feel that the people around you are attacking you. As you may be feeling invaded in some way or at a vulnerable time in your life. If you happen to be identifying with this message, the spiritual meaning of the millipede invites us to think about what you are fearing. 2. Some action may be bothering someone. In the same way that millipedes can show that we are feeling invaded, it can say the same about someone else. As it may indicate that we are having behaviors in a relationship that are bothering someone else. In other words, not respecting the person's space or having intrusive behavior towards them. That is why it is important to reflect on how you are relating at this time and if changes are needed. 3. You need to protect yourself energetically. Because it carries many meanings related to defense and defending itself, the spiritual meaning of the millipede may be bringing this message in the energetic sphere. If you happen to be feeling very drained or tired constantly, it could mean a need to protect your energy. Since in contact with other people, we end up taking and donating a lot of energy, which can result in an energetic imbalance depending on the vibrations you pick up. 4. Feelings of guilt and shame about something. In addition to the above meanings, the millipede can bring messages about some feeling of shame. Not only shame but also guilt, which may have led to some kind of emotional closure. That's why the spiritual meaning of the millipede invites us to think about whether we're shutting down out of guilt or shame. And whether our defense is being moved by these feelings or by the vibrations of those feelings. Therefore, it is essential to reflect on whether there is something that carries guilt and that you need to forgive in itself. 5. You need to leave the past behind. When the millipede realizes that the threats have passed and gone, it unravels and keeps moving forward. That's why you realize that you are very attached to the past, which prevents you from moving forward. This can be a sign. In order for you to move forward and make things flow, you need to let go of things that no longer serve you. Reflect on what is holding you back and learn from the millipede. 6. Period of reflection and introspection. The spiritual meaning of the millipede could indicate that your guides and guardians are sending you a message, so that you slow things down and think more about yourself and what's going on inside of you. Then it asks for a moment of introspection and reflection on the situation you are living in. 7. Self-care and working on yourself. Finally, the last message that the millipede can bring is to take care of yourself and take a closer look. So if self-care is lacking, wrap yourself in affection and look at yourself. That way, you will be much more prepared for everything you have to face on a daily basis. When we balance and take care of ourselves, we are also strengthened for anything. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, please consider sharing it with your friends and family if you think they might benefit from it. Subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notified when the next video is out. We tried to cover everything that we thought is important about this topic, but if you think we missed something or you have a question or anything else, please leave a comment below. We will try to answer as soon as we can and to the best of our knowledge.